Hello, welcome to Time to Process. This is Haley Jones, the Haley Jones, the one that does my lashes. I know.
Yeah.
First of all, quick intro. I've literally known her since high school. It's been, oh my gosh, how many years?
22 years.
22 years that you've been graduated.
Yeah.
25
years.
Yeah, so we've known each other, for like 25 years, which is wild. So known each other forever. I came to you for lashes like probably 5 or 6 years ago, but we always kept in touch, obviously, over the years. We get together with our girlfriends. She's a part of our high school friend group that we do the favorite things party. That's where the whole 5 favorite things started. Because you and I talk about it all the time.
Yes.
It stresses you out.
I know. And luckily I already have my present for it.
So do I.
Yes.
I did order them. They're coming today.
I know. When Shay said, I need to something, I was like,
she's like, I'm not sure if
I've been thinking of mine forever.
As soon as we put the invitation out.
I was like, what do I need? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, 100%. 100%. Well, and I mentioned to you yesterday, because Haley and I hiked yesterday, and we were talking about
almost
what
died.
We were bringing. Oh, yeah, we did almost die. But we've done this hike now twice.
Yes, and it's
in
phenomenal.
The last week, and it's awesome. Mm-hmm. But it is so steep. So steep.
51 minutes to get up 1 mile.
Yeah. That's what it was. That's right.
Yeah.
But it took us way fast. I feel like we got down in 30, didn't we?
Yeah. Easy. Probably 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah. Like it was pretty fast. But we slid. Oh, P.S. I did pull out, look, 2 things. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the one that you pulled out. That one was still in there. And so was these ones. Last night I had to freaking pull them out. That one I actually ended up having to put like a Neosporin and a Band-Aid on and pull it out this morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Because I think we couldn't see them.
Yeah. I was going to say, I didn't notice those ones yesterday. I just noticed those.
So I just slightly fell and got
4 times. She's
stickers.
Lying. 4 times.
The one time I literally grabbed an entire prickly bush.
Yeah.
Like and your dog. What did you end up doing with Fluffy?
I just whiplashed a couple times. Yeah. I have 2 dogs, and Penny I just brushed out. She was fine.
Okay.
And Fluffy, we're gonna shave her tonight.
She's
covered, still covered.
Dang.
And it's starting to just mat. And so when Jackson gets home, I'm just gonna shave her legs.
Oh, she is the fluffiest dog though. Literally, like her name is
wrong
so
hike
for her
to take her on.
Yeah. And then they kept like taking breaks too. Like even the dogs were like every 5 seconds sitting down, like like they were
because the hike's like this. Let's see.
Yeah, it was literally straight up.
Yeah, and I actually thought that yesterday, because we knew what we were getting ourselves into, it would have been easier.
But I do feel like we went up faster.
Yeah.
Even though it was about the same time, maybe it was just our mindset
we took more
that was different.
Breaks.
Yeah, we just except we were taking pictures a lot the first day too.
Oh yeah, and we didn't take any pictures this time. It's because I had to sit down twice.
That's okay. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Because I was like that the first time though. Like I was like, it hurts right here.
Oh, I had a sore throat. Right? No, I had a sore throat last night.
Oh my gosh!
I
felt like I couldn't. Yes.
Yeah.
Because it was burning from. I don't know if it was
it wasn't even cold.
Or no,
it wasn't even cold.
Oh, it was colder last week when we went.
Yeah, because I wore my beanie the whole time.
Yeah. I know, it was crazy. Anyway, so Haley's one of my besties. I love you very much. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Yes, I know. I'm excited. I feel honored.
Oh, guys, this is going to be such a good one. Such a good one. Okay, well, you introduce yourself.
Okay, so I'm Haley Jones. I have 3 kids. 1 on a mission in Guatemala.
And he's so cute.
A son that's 16. It's at North Tempe, and a daughter that's 12 at GUP. And then me and my husband have been married 21 years.
Right. No.
Yeah.
You guys got married a year out of high school? No, because he went on a mission.
No, because we got married in 2023.
No, in 2003. Yeah. I was like, 2023 was last year.
So I got married in 2003 because I had worn 05 at 08. Yeah.
Okay, but you graduated in 01. I graduated in 02. And then you got married in 03.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
21 years.
Yes. Which is wild. And so it's actually so funny. I told Nicole this yesterday at the salon. But so I did Miss Pleasant Grove.
Okay, I was listening to you.
Did you
hear
me?
I forgot about that.
Okay, so
I love that your kids were like,
you did what? So yeah, so I did Miss Pleasant Grove. Like, well, I actually did it twice. The first year I didn't win anything. Oh, actually, I won swimming suit. Did you know that? I know.
Like
I was
the best
like,
compliment
okay,
ever.
okay.
I mean, if you're gonna win anything, that's something to win.
So you get no money.
It's fine.
So
you
I was like,
good in the swimsuit on stage. That's a win.
It's a win. I agree with you. I know. I'm like, if we only realized the bodies that we had at that age. Like now, looking back, I'm like, I'm 40. I'd give anything to have my body look like it did at 19, 20.
I'd give anything for my arms.
Yeah. Oh yes, my arms. Yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah.
That's why I wear sweatshirts. I was saying, this is the best. So I was saying to my sister last couple weeks ago that I look rockin' good in a sweatshirt and sweats. Like,
I'm at my very best in a sweatsuit.
Yeah. I mean, you dress those things up and you feel so good.
I know.
But then you
put on some bangles
and then I put a t-shirt on and I'm like, fudge, I am 41. I'm 42.
Yes.
Yeah.
I actually have a friend here in the neighborhood that she refuses to wear short sleeve shirts.
No, I won't either.
In the summer.
I know. Because I
feel like you still look great. You're like, you hike all the time.
I know. I don't hike with my arms though.
Maybe we should get
like really faster. Like I need to do something.
Oh,
but yeah, that's like
my thing is like I actually just did like a 10-minute workout the other day on my arms.
And you were sore the next day?
I was very sore. But my thing is I love to do the hour on the treadmill and I just don't even have an extra 10 minutes in the morning.
Yeah.
Because like I'm like, I gotta get back, I gotta get ready, I gotta go to work or get the kids off to school or like whatever it is. I just like I need to just like get up that 10 minutes earlier to do it. But also I don't want to do that when there's a million people at the gym. Because I'm like, I am looking at my phone, looking at like, oh, do this many of this reps, this many. Like if I had it like ingrained in my head of like what my workout program was, then I'd be like, sure, like I can do that. But if not, I'm like, people are looking at me like, you're a fool. Like, do you have any idea what you're doing? And no, I do not.
I feel like if I did do 10 minutes a day of my arms, it would make a world of difference. 100%. I just love cardio.
Yep.
I love to hike. Too. I love to walk. I love to do all those things.
Yeah.
And so if I made it would be like a checklist. Like, okay, I did this.
Yeah. 100%.
Huge difference.
I know. And that's exactly how I feel. I feel like I do a lot with my arms anyway, doing hair. And so it's just like not on my top priority, but that
do your hands
100% don't, it doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
Saying like, even though I'm constantly doing
mine
this.
Are just this.
Yes. With the lashes. Yes.
So my wrists look really good.
From here down, from here to fingertips.
Sweatshirt.
Fantastic.
Reason why.
Jeez. Okay, but so you've been doing, really fast. So now I forget like what we were even talking about before that. But you have been doing hair.
Yes.
I mean,
22 years.
Yeah, 22 years because you went right out. Did you do your senior year? It was right after.
So 24 years. I've been doing it for 24
years. And then like 10, 12 years ago, you decided to start doing lashes.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
And then you pretty much, it's like what, 90-10? Like you do like 90% lashes, 10% hair?
Probably 95% lashes.
Oh, even more than that.
Okay. Totally. So I feel like.
And that's why I was in a couple so good,
weeks, you guys. In a couple weeks, I have like 4 color clients all clunked together. But for the most part, it's like 10 to 12 lash clients with maybe a dash of
hair in there. Yeah. Like just a quick haircut too, even. Yeah. Anyway, she's the best of the best. One of the many reasons why I love you too, though, is you're so wicked fast. Like, I know. People are shocked. Shocked when I'm like, oh, I'm going to go get a lash touch up or whatever. And I'm in and out in like 30 minutes. Like it's wild.
And I do think I think in the lash world, pre-made fans are so shamed upon.
Yeah. Which is dumb.
I feel like it took me 2 to 3 years. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. I tried all these pre-made fans and they all are really not that awesome. But Parrish Lash Academy, they're like the tips of the lashes are really thin. And so they're just like a normal lash.
Yes. Even though they have the 3 extensions.
Yeah. And so they are probably 3 to 4 times the amount price-wise as a normal pre-made lash. But they're worth it. Because I'm like, compared to making my lashes like within you know what I mean? Like if I had to make them, I'm like, it would take me like an hour and a half.
Yes.
So it's a huge difference. So I always try to emphasize that with people because people are like, oh, I don't know if I like pre-made lashes. I'm like, you actually will love the ones I use.
Yeah, because you can get them so much quicker.
Yes.
That's more clients, more money.
Like compared to an hour and a half for a fill, I'm like, I book 30 minutes. Every 30 minutes I have a client.
Yeah. And it's literally because I will come at 8 a.m. and have my first clients at 8:30.
Yeah.
So like, you're out the door.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in the same place, but yeah.
But give or take.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Give or take.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even times when I am almost bald.
Yeah.
It still is only 30 minutes.
Because if you are almost bald, it actually is easier because I don't have to sit and like brush through all the little lashes.
Yeah. And pick through and
be
like, oh, there's one right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I love the way I get compliments on my lashes.
Oh, you're so nice. You're so nice.
Really, truly.
Yeah. That's nice of you to say.
But anyway, so that's how I know Haley. Like I said, she's one of my besties. And we are doing our favorite things party next week with our girlfriends. So I will do like a little pop in on the podcast about it.
You guys will literally have to follow on that one.
I will have to. How can I do that?
You should
just do a video and I'll do video and pictures of what everyone did. Because that'll be so fun. Yeah, I'm excited about that one.
I feel like favorite things of anyone's I love. And I feel like I have to buy them all.
That's why I love it so much.
Because usually every single thing I buy of someone's favorite, I do love it.
Yes. Okay.
Very, very rarely I ever like, meh.
Yeah. No, like
it's always my new favorite
thing.
But
I also feel like it's because I know that person and I know that they love it. And I'm like, oh, I just trust them.
Yeah, totally.
So I did end up doing a solo podcast.
Okay.
I think I told you I was going. Oh, I told you yesterday.
But I overheard it too when you were at Salon.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So I did do it. I wasn't sure if I was going to actually like put it up, but I talked to another client today, my other Haley, that she was on the podcast.
Oh, yes.
The one that worked at Mixers. Yeah. So, and I talked to her today and she was like, yes, just do it. Anyway, so it'll come out on Sunday. So this will be like a week behind. But on the one I did with mine, one of my favorite things, which was going to be today, because I had was kind of stockpiling them, is your chopper.
Oh,
from last year. Okay. I swear by that thing.
It's the most amazing thing ever.
The most amazing thing. I know.
I love it.
So I just was making.
I use it if she talks about it. Literally, I use it like 3 times a week.
Yes. Oh, if not more. So I literally just used it last night.
And you just rinse it off.
And to blend tomatoes. Like different, totally different things.
So for some reason, every once in a while on Sundays, I'll make all my meals for the whole week. But I don't feel like
I do that.
I don't feel like I'm like a whatever that's called
I don't even know what that's called.
I just will get in a thing
meal
and
prep.
I'm not like a meal prepper, but I'll just be like, oh, I'll just put all these meals together. And on Sunday,
that just reminded me, I'm supposed to get chicken out this morning.
Yeah.
Crap.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
But so then I'll just have like 4 or 5 different dishes in my fridge. Anyway, so on Sunday I used it, and the best part is I like chopped onions, then I just rinsed it off.
Yep.
And then I did carrots, celery, potatoes, anyways, all these things, and I'm like, literally, this is the only thing, and it's this big, and it's amazing.
Yes, I know, and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't have to get out a big freaking food processor,
and it's dries. I don't know.
Yes,
and it's cheap.
I hand wash the lid, but I put the other stuff in the dishwasher.
Oh, okay.
Do you don't hand wash everything?
So I literally just
put soap in it, and
then I just rinse it off and then let it air dry.
Yeah. So like I said, I do that with the top because of the whole pulley system.
Yes, because then you feel like you get water in it.
Yes, and I don't want it to. Yeah. And so I definitely, but I use it pretty much every day.
Yeah,
like I would say every other day.
Yes,
like I just I'm always chopping onions, and then too it's so fast because the onions then it doesn't even get to where you can fry. No, because it's not fast enough. You're just like take all the pills off, cut it in pores, put it in there, and you're like, I'm done. It's like a not a cockpit. What is the pit stop place like when you're like doing tires? And you're like, yes, like it's literally like so fast.
Okay, and I swear by my hamburger soup, this is so dumb.
Oh, hamburger soup, that does sound good.
Because if I put the onions in, anyways, they're all like cut perfectly.
Yes,
and people will always be like, why did you like spend so much time on this like chopping? I'm like, no, I didn't. I took 30 seconds and I chopped everything.
Yes.
I chopped a whole bag of carrots, a whole onion, a whole all of it, and I'm like, and I know it's all going in together, so I don't even rinse it off. I just
yes, totally. I know. It's life-changing, you guys. Life-changing. I swear by this chopper. And I have gifted it to my mom, my mother-in-law.
And everyone says it's their favorite.
Yes. I have gifted it so many times in the last year since
our
last party.
All of my neighborhood friends, I like get them. I like buy a gift for all of them for the whole year. So they all get the same gift.
Yes.
And last year they all got a chopper. And I think when they got it, they're like, oh, thanks. And then they've all texted me and been like, this is the greatest thing ever. I had no idea. Yeah. Like I was like, I had no idea. I had literally gold in my hand. Yeah. Yeah. It's perfection, you guys. It's so wonderful. Okay. So then so I did talk about that one in my favorite things, but it'll come out on Sunday. So but I wanted to talk about it with you while you're here. Okay. So it was funny though, because I can't remember if I was talking to you about this yesterday or somebody else, but it has not been hard to come up with 5 new things every week, because my sister said it in her podcast, and like I've talked to a few other people, like, how do you do it? I'm like, once again, it's just the stuff that you literally use every day, right? So the things that I'm telling are not necessarily like, oh my gosh, you should go buy this or try this or whatever. It's like this makes my life easier, or I enjoy this. So some things are not going to be as exciting or sexy as like some of the other things, right? Totally. But it's things that I'm like, as I'm like going throughout my day and I'm like aware of it, I'm like, oh, I actually love these, and I have consistently bought this for 10 years or whatever. And you're like, oh, and this is like a daily thing, and I even forget that it's my favorite thing. Exactly. Yeah. So that's where I'm like, okay, that's why it's easy for me to do that. Okay, so my number one this week is the Bounce dryer sheets. Oh. But they have, and I just love smells stuff anyway. I'm a smell junkie. Yes. And I want my clothes to smell good. That's exactly. And I want people to like come by me and be like, oh, you smell like fresh laundry. Yes. Like that nothing makes me happier than someone's like, ooh, you smell clean. Clean. Yes. And that's where I'm like, I just want to smell clean, especially with my kids. Yes. And that's why I've talked already about like the Shout, the laundry spray. I swear by that. Okay. So, but they have one that's called Fresh Linen. And it is a different, I feel like some fresh linens are like, you basically just smell like soap. Yes. But it's too strong. No, it's so good. I can't even explain it. Okay. And it's same. I have consistently bought the same kind because it's like I found it. And then I just keep doing it in my grocery pickup or my grocery delivery from Walmart Plus every single time I need it. Yeah. It's so, so good. And I was like pulling laundry out the other day, and I legit did one of these. Yeah, like a baby. And I was like, I look like a maniac. But it smells good. Like nothing. Yes. I feel like it's like peaceful. Yes. I just want to lay in a pile of clean, or like warm clothes. Every once in a while, I'll wash all my blankets that are downstairs next to my couch. Yes. And I love when I like open up my chest of new, and you smell it, and I'm like, yes, that means when people come over, my kids' friends, and they like go to grab a blanket, it's smells good. Yeah. And not like gross kids. Yeah. Because that is exactly how I feel. I'm like, kids are gross. Than I take it back about gross teenagers, because now that my son's left, nothing makes me happier than to lay in his bed and it smells like a gross teenager, and I love it. And I literally am not washing his bed for 2 years. Oh my God. I'm not going to. Just giving you all heads up. And I like shut his door, and every time I walk in, not that he like stinks, but he like, he's a teenager. But it's his scent. I know. And I just like lay in his bed, and I'm like, I am not going to tide this at all. Like, and any missionary mom understands, like anyone out there understands that. I am 100% sure and that they do understand that. But my door was open, his door was open the other day, and I heard him shut it, because I'm like, oh no, I want to like savor his smell. For sure. Yeah. I feel like Dylan 100% has a smell in his bedroom as a almost 16-year-old boy. Yeah. But sometimes I'm like it's so gross. Yeah. So gross. But because they do stink. I agree with you. Sometimes when he's already left for school, and I like come in from the gym later and I walk upstairs, I'm like, oh, there's his cologne. Yes. I can smell his hair products, like all of that. Dylan's real bougie. Yes, he is. Yes, I love that too. He is. So he does have a lot of hair products. He has a lot of face products. He has, which is such good quality. His wife will love that about him. Yeah, or she will think he's a monster, because maybe I feel like I have created a monster. I know, but I always tell my kids every time I give them like a little facial, or like I opened up Haas and Warren, but Warren's gone, cupboard the other day, and I'm like, you have 2 different high-end face washes, and all these products, and a cologne, and then his body wash even is really nice, and I'm like, people should thank me
100%.
He smells good.
Yes. 100%.
And Haas can literally come home after doing soccer or whatever, golf. I mean, not the golf you like sweat, but, and I'm like, you still smell good.
Yeah. Oh, because they're using quality products.
Thanks to me.
Yes. And that's how I literally tell my kids that all the time. Because I like, not that it's a big deal, but some people are like, oh, I just get them like whatever. And I'm like, oh, I 100% buy my kids a nice shampoo and conditioner and stuff. Because I'm like, and boys not as much, but like Ruby, like I want to make sure she has good hair. Yes, just like Effie.
Effie uses more expensive shampoo than I do because her hair's amazing.
It's different than yours.
Yes. And I'm like, but then you're going to have good hair and you're going to take care of it.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm a firm believer in all of that for sure. Okay. So so the fresh linen bounce dryer sheets, we will very quickly get off the rails. Just
sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. That's just the way our friendship is. I love it so much. Okay. Another one. This is actually very sweet and endearing. My husband, he wears a lot of bracelets, jewelry.
Okay.
And he always has, and he wears like rings and stuff, but he found a company, I don't know, probably like 2 years ago. I want to say it's called Vasier, but I don't. So it's spelled Vacier.
Okay.
Vasier. Okay. But I wanted to have something. So remember when permanent jewelry came out a couple years ago? I was like, let's get permanent jewelry because you love to have bracelets and I like to have bracelets. So let's do one together. And like, that's going to be our thing.
Yeah.
He was feeling very claustrophobic about that idea. He was like, because you can't take it off. You have to cut it off.
Yes. Anyways, it's funny that he says that. Yeah.
Yes. And to me, I'm like, but I don't take off my jewelry anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so basically though, he got us matching bracelets. It's very hard to see, but it's very dainty.
Oh, darling.
And so you can see it says Vasier right there. And mine's like on the very tightest one, but it's literally like a square gold chain.
Yeah.
That's it. And he doesn't love gold, so you could get it in silver.
Okay.
So his is silver, mine is gold, and we both wear them
all
the time.
It.
And we never take them off.
I love that.
I know, because like how many things can you do with your husband like that? Especially when I never wear a wedding ring because of doing hair.
Oh, yeah.
Like ever.
Yes.
You know, like because my hands are constantly.
I feel like behind my ring is always wet.
Yes.
So I always feel like I have a white ring the same way you have when you like sit in the bathtub too long.
Yep. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I felt like mine too was like catching on people.
Yes.
Like I just didn't ever want to put it in chemicals, especially when you're toning someone's hair, like so many things. So anyway, the company is Vasier. They have the cutest stuff. They have men's, women's, all of that. I know we need to look at that. Actually, I could have done that as my favorite thing too. Because anyway, but I already have my favorite things, so it's fine. But yeah, they're such cute bracelets, and I love, love, love. Okay, the next one is a couple weeks ago, and you and I talked about this too. Is I did the Clean Simple Eats protein.
Oh,
that was one of my favorite things, and I love it so much. So my favorite thing, because I was thinking about it, I'm like, I could not make those shakes without my blender bottles.
Oh, yes.
And we have 75.
Because, I only have one.
Always need, I wish we only had one.
And well,
because you just use it and wash it.
No, I just never have bought one. And my sister left it. And my sister's listening to this, probably. And she left it at my house. And
Mandy, I'll buy you a new one.
Yes, I love it so.
Yes. Yes. I swear
because you just
by them.
Put it in.
Yes.
And my favorite is when I use the blend tech, which I love too.
Yes.
If you don't do it on the number one, if I do it on high because everything is intense I'm just want stuff done like this.
Me too.
And so I feel like I have this much foam.
Yes.
So the blend,
the blender bottle.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right. 100%. And even I feel like sometimes if I shake it too much, if I'm like not thinking about it and I'm like, oh, it's foamy now.
Yeah.
Yes. And I have to like let it sit for a minute. So you're right. 100%. And do you make yours with milk?
No, because I'm lactose.
Oh, that's right. Okay. I didn't know that.
Coconut milk. I do almond milk.
Okay. Well, because I had said milk to somebody. I can't remember. Maybe it was the day that I had done it on the podcast. And they were like, sick. I'm like,
oh,
no.
So they do it with water?
Yes. And I'm like, that's
so I don't do it with water. I always do almond
water,
milk.
It would be so watered down.
Yeah. Hands down. I've never done, but I did give one of my friends a sample of all the Clean Simple Eats because I'm a Clean Simple Eats junkie. All the Clean Simple Eats protein because she's trying to bring more protein into her life. Yeah. And I think she does water.
Oh,
But I mean, I need to ask her because, anyways. But she had one of the blender bottles.
Yes, blender bottles. Yeah. Yes, yeah. So I swear by those, and I feel like too, like the lid, the suction of it, like everything is so good. So
it is good.
Big fan. Good. They have great colors. This is the only complaint I have. The only complaint I have is that maybe I'm just getting old, but we have these like kind of frosty white ones.
Okay.
Looking, and then black. Okay. I cannot see the numbers on the side because the numbers are not like a different color.
Okay.
And I keep saying to my husband, I'm like, Aaron, I cannot see these numbers on here. And he was like, I can. Like, you've got to be able to. I have to put it up into the light first, put my finger where I need the milk to go.
Oh my gosh, it's
put
hilarious.
It down on the counter and then pour it to where my finger is.
Yeah.
Because I legit can't see the numbers because of like, it's almost like shaded.
Translucent.
Well, yeah, like when you put it down, it's like shaded by the inside of the cup. So that would be my only complaint is just those two colors do that. Because I feel like in the past we've had fully clear ones. And depending on what the lid was, say the lid was green, then the numbers were green.
Oh,
does that make sense? Yes, like so the bottle totally clear. So like I'll use them to mix up ranch dressing too. In fact, I'm gonna add this ranch dressing stuff to my favorite thing in a couple weeks. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. It's so freaking good. But you literally put like mayo, buttermilk, and the ranch dressing mix, and then you mix it up with that, right? So I can see, I have ranch dressing in that one. It's not a protein shake,
which is smart.
Yes.
And I love ranch dressing made with buttermilk, but that's a for sure.
I need to add that. I gotta like, oh yes, it is a bellyache for
buttermilk is like a
no.
Yeah,
I gotta like type that out because I'm like that is perfect.
Yeah,
because like when I buy this ranch stuff,
so is it?
I buy like
the Clean Monday Meals.
No, it is. It's literally like some backwoods company.
Okay,
well, I shouldn't say that because I have no idea really, but they're based out of Idaho. Oh, and it's just like a family. Like it's like called like J&J something, or I don't even know what it is.
Okay.
And they just sell them in these little things. But like when I do an order, like Shelly buys some, her mom buys some, her sisters buy some, I buy some. Yes.
Okay.
It's so good.
It's
so good. Because it's not like too buttermilky. It's more ranch.
Yeah. I like his strong ranch.
Yeah, me too. Okay, so blender bottles. Okay, the next one, and I've talked about this actually in some of my Get Ready With Me videos, is it's another tinted hydrator, like a moisturizer, but I use it as my sunscreen in the summer.
Okay.
So I'll do like not my sunscreen, my foundation. I'll do my sunscreen, and then I'll also put on, like depending on which one, because I do love the Color Science tinted sunscreen as well. So if I'm not using that one, I'll put on my Philosophy moisturizer that has 30 SPF. And then I'll put on this tinted hydrator. Okay. Because it just makes you look so fresh and dewy.
Yeah. Yes.
Like I love that glowy look. Like I love to look like I'm kind of oily.
Yes. Because it makes it look so
I look
fresh.
Alive. Yes. I look
sometimes
like
young. I feel like sometimes I go to matte stuff and I think it's great for like lipsticks and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I have a tinted moisturizer and I feel like anytime I wear it, like if I'm running late and I just put that on and don't put anything else, I have clients who are like, your skin looks so good today. And in my head, I'm like, in the mirror, I feel like I look so shiny.
Yeah. Like, totally. Like, you look like a grease ball.
Yeah. Yes. But then they're always like, your skin looks so good. I'm like, there is something about having that slight glow.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
So it's a Tarte one. It's that Maracuja line.
Okay.
And I don't even know what that is, but like, almost all of the Tarte things that I've talked about already in favorite things are from that Maracuja line. I love it.
Yes,
oh my gosh. Actually, I have news. Kate, my very, very first episode, I talked about that Tarte moisturizer.
Yes.
Discontinued.
Oh.
Not even on the website.
I hate when they do that stuff.
I'm like, I have been buying that for so long and it just kept saying out of stock. So I'd like put in for my email, like we'll send you an email when it's back in stock. I looked yesterday, just gone. Not even on the website anymore. I'm like,
that's the worst.
Why do these people? And remember, it's Tarte who discontinued my freaking brow powder that I love too.
Your brow,
yes. I'm like, what is happening, Tarte?
But Tarte has not a brow powder, but a brow liner, and that's what I use.
Oh,
and I love it.
By it. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me which one.
Like I love it. Yeah.
Because I have one of their brow liners as well, but it's like. The one side is the liner and the other side is
the
like
brush?
the brow.
Yes.
Is that the one
it is? Same. And is it brown on one side and gold on the other?
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I love it.
I love it.
Same. I love it because I feel like I can hike, sweat, and I still have it on.
Yes. Yep. It's so good.
It's the one, like, I feel like I put it on in the morning and it lasts all day, and I feel like.
But you have a lot of hair in yours, don't you? In your brows?
No, not like,
not there.
Like for sure, half inch over. I mean, like for like a half inch, I have to fill it all in.
That's how I feel like I have to fill mine in so much that I can do that. I do the stuff to put it on, like the colored.
Yeah.
Then the pencil, and I'll do like powder as well. But then I have to really
when you
set
said
it with
about
another
the brow
gel.
The brow powder.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm ordering that.
Like, I know. And then it was freaking gone.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Devastation. But I do love the Anastasia one.
Okay.
It's it's so good that you did you end up getting that one too?
No, you gave it to me for favorite things.
Oh, that's the brow gel. So the powder, they have a powder. Anastasia has a powder as well.
Okay.
So look into that one as well.
Yeah.
But I should actually probably put that
and
on.
Anything Courtney says for skin makeup wise, just buy. You'll never be disappointed. You'll only be disappointed you won't look as good as her.
Oh my gosh. No. That is definitely not the case. Definitely not the case.
It is.
It's just one of those things where I'm like, I just feel like I try so many products.
You know? I know. And they all look fabulous. And yes.
It's because I have Botox.
I know. Botox. Yes. Yeah.
Haley is a firm believer as well, you guys. Everything goes on better with Botox. I just posted this morning, actually, my video from when I
know. I
did you see it?
Yes.
Is that not fascinating?
So my husband always jokes that Botox Day is my favorite day.
Yes.
And it really is, because I feel like for a solid like 6 or 8 weeks, everything just looks better.
Oh, I'm like literally glowing.
And I kind of
rainbows, butterflies. Yeah. I think animals are following me.
and a little bit of it's mental, because mine's immediate. Like the second I leave, the next day I put my makeup on, I'm like, all is well in the world.
Yeah. I tell Shelly all the time, I'm like, you're just out there doing the Lord's work.
Yes. And I love it. And I feel like anyone I talked into Botox, because I do that.
Yes, we do.
They always say to me, I wish I would have known how good this is.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes Botox has a bad rep, and I'm like, no, after you try it once and you go to a good person like her,
yes,
it will always be a win.
Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like if you don't like it, it for sure is the person who's doing it on you.
Yes, you have to find somebody. And this is why I like swear by Shelly, because she just specializes in like a natural look.
Yes, you don't want an extreme. Yeah.
No. Like I don't want mine too tight, but it's just fascinating to watch where it's like even like even right now, like when I go like this, like one eyebrow is still higher than the other. But it's because that's natural for me.
Okay. That is a huge thing. And I will hurry and go off on a huge tangent on that. I do microblading. And the biggest thing is people will say like I make it very clear to them. Like I have them sit there and I have them chat and talk to me, because I'm like, you don't want your brows to look perfect when you're laying down. You want your brows to look perfect, and they're going to be crooked in some parts because your bone here
is different.
Well,
they always say,
and that's a
brows
hard
are
thing.
Not twins.
Yes.
They're sisters.
And that is a hard
Everyone
thing
needs to
for
remember
people.
that.
Like I'm like, when you look at your face without moving, nothing is going to be 100% perfect, but you want it to look perfect when you're talking.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. And that's why I've told you for years, I haven't done microblading yet, because I fill my brows in. Yeah. And I feel like they're pretty similar every day.
Yours are pretty perfect.
But I just
pretty
have
good.
to, I'm like, I would have to literally draw one on and then be like, okay, now microblade over it.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't know, to like get them to look the way I want. I don't know. It's just,
And I feel like too, with that, you don't want to microblade if what you're doing works.
Yes. Yeah. And I also feel like I was doing like my brows a little differently even 2 years ago.
Yes.
Where I'm like, because that was trendy then, right? And now I'm doing a little different. So I'm okay with that because I don't have as much hair. If I did have a lot of hair and I was able to like actually like have them waxed and shaped and like all the things, I think I would probably feel a little different. But because I have to put them on, I'm like, I'm kind of changing with what the trend is.
And it is always changing.
Yes.
Yeah. Always changing. I feel like when we were in high school, the thinner the better.
Well, and that's why I have no hair left. I feel like
I waxed
we used to go to freaking CK Paul's and get waxed every other week.
Literally like
so thin.
Yes.
I know. Okay, I just had a good idea. We got to find some high school pictures and I'll post them the week that I release this.
Okay.
Because that'll be so fun. Like when we went to like the Sunshine Tournament for baseball, or
I didn't go to that one.
You did that last year, your senior year?
No, because I was in hair school.
Oh, because we were there with like everyone.
But I have funny pictures of me, you, Janet, and Kira at my house when I first got married.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that's something like we got to pull some good stuff out. And even like from when you and I went to Disneyland.
I know.
With Sherry and
LA
Amy.
was all scary.
We have the funniest story. Like
we had the coolest boss, and I remember now. I mean, we're probably almost her age when she took us.
Oh, 100%.
And I remember her taking us down and being like, "I'm in charge of you guys." And I remember thinking in my head, "Oh my gosh, we're totally fine."
Yeah.
But it is different being the true adult in the situation, even though we were adults.
And we stayed in this like super sketch hotel,
and we were hungry. And we took
a
wrong road.
Yeah. And I thought we ended up at Subway.
Yes.
But it was like the sketchiest Subway.
But it's because we went
down the wrong road. Skid Row.
Yeah. We went down the wrong road. And so we just found Subway and we just were like.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we'll just eat here.
Yeah. Like we'll just eat here so we don't keep walking so we don't get robbed and killed.
Yeah. It was so
I think
sketchy.
of that all the time.
That was probably my first real life experience. Like,
we
are not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
we're not in Utah County anymore.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. And poor Sherry had to be in charge of us. And she acted so cold, but I remember her saying a couple times, like, you guys, like, this is not safe.
And all of us were like, it's fine.
Yeah, we're totally good.
Yes.
And like, do you imagine taking 3 really pretty 18 to 21-year-old girls?
And even like a 40-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Like, and she was beautiful. She
is
still beautiful. Yes.
And like,
shout out Sherry Warner.
Yeah, it's true. Yes. That was and then we went to Disneyland and it poured the whole time.
Yes. Yeah. The only thing I remember is wearing the yellow Bug Life sunglasses. Like, not
I remember
sunglasses,
being in the poncho.
Because what is it? It's like the 3D movie. And like we took a picture or whatever. I swear. Like,
I remember the show because I bought all this makeup because I'm compulsive and I like found this little makeup station that had like, and I bought all this eye powder.
So did I. I totally remember. I swear it was like that Sorbet or something like that.
Yes, I just was like that. It was,
And it was so glittery, and it was like one of those you had to like turn off. And if you were not careful, it would go
poof. Yes. Like I had tons of them until probably a couple years ago because I'm like, okay, these have expired.
Yeah,
these are expired.
If it's anything over like 5 years with powder, you're
15,
done.
20 years later. Here it still is.
I can't believe you
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like, even if you put it on, it was like, whoa. Like
you had to like dab it for a while.
Yeah.
And then put it on. Because you put it on and you were like,
it was like drag queen makeup.
It was amazing.
It was wild. It was wild. There was like a bold eye was very trendy.
I literally had like a white that if you put it on, it would have like a blue, like almost a rainbow tint. So if I had,
it was iridescent.
Yes. So if I had like, it was awesome. And I remember like putting it like right here and then I would like put it there. And I felt like I was the bomb.
Okay, so the other thing that reminds me so much of that trip too is that was the first time I had learned about Schwarzkopf. And that like the Osis brand or however you say it, the OSIS. And the smell of that, like, remember the little red jar, the gum stuff, which I still buy.
Yes.
But that smell, I'm like, that will forever be the scent of that trip.
I know.
Because I'm like, we bought so much stuff and the hairspray too, actually. Oh yeah. We had so much fun. Yeah. Again, shout out to Sherry Warner because she's the real MVP. Amazing. Because I'm pretty sure I had $75 in my bank account and to my name.
Part is I remember
being like, I'll pay you back when we get home.
And we didn't. No one had Venmo. Like you didn't Venmo.
Gosh, I literally had a freaking check.
Yes,
like I wrote her.
That's so funny. I wrote her a check for Subway.
Oh yeah, because she paid for it, and then
she probably paid for everything,
and then we paid her,
and she just felt bad for us.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. And I remember vividly being like, when I get paid again, I'll bring you another check.
I remember I owed her $7.89. Is that so funny that I really remember the exact amount?
It was just you because I was feeling like I am this poor 18-year-old.
Yeah. I don't
that
think
has
I was
money
poor.
to their name.
I just remember just thinking like this was it.
Yeah.
I do remember though, like my first like hair check that I got after 2 weeks of work, was like $191.
Oh,
and I remember feeling like I was the bomb diggity, and I went to Express and spent it all. Spent it all. But now I'm like, I probably could buy one pair of jeans.
Oh yeah,
and I think I literally left with like bags, thinking I was like,
like
life
you would
was
just
complete.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, Express. I think my entire wardrobe was from Express my senior year.
Yes.
Like 100%.
My bridesmaids, my sister and my sister-in-law were all from bridesmaids.
Yeah.
I mean, all Express.
Yep.
Yeah,
but man, they fit so good on that 18-year-old body.
Yeah, they don't fit so good
pants.
on me. No, they don't slide
on.
And
I'm like, Express nowadays, I'll like every now and again, I'll see like an ad pop up. I'm like, is Express still around?
I know. I don't even think it's in the mall.
Who's shopping there? And what kind of clothes do they have?
Probably cute 17-year-olds.
Yeah.
Addie's probably dressed. Addie probably wears those clothes. Yeah. Addie.
We love Addie.
Yeah.
I think she listens. So
she does listen.
Shout out to Addie because we think you're amazing. She's the bomb.
She's
but yeah, 100%. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes. Crazy. Okay. I have one more thing on my list. See, that's what I'm saying. We're very squirrely over here. Okay. This last one was the last one I put on my list because it is that time of year, you guys. I have dry skin anyway, but when it gets to about this time, just feel those alligator hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible. And for years, I kept being like, I can't find anything at all. But my sister told me, she was like, no, I swear by this stuff. I'm like, okay. Because everyone had been like, use the green jar of like, the workers' hands and all of that. And I'm like, but none of that worked for me.
No.
Okay, so it's from Eucerin, that brand Eucerin. Like, in fact, really fast, back up. I will even put freaking Aquaphor on my hands and put socks on and sleep with them. And it still is like, oh, it's smooth for 5 minutes and then that's it. But so do you have something else? Okay, let me send you mine. Okay, so it's the Eucerin. It's called the Eczema Relief Cream.
Oh, I have heard of it.
And it is
I've had clients tell me about
it. It's so thick that in fact, and greasy too, that I have to be careful when I put it on.
Because if it touches your clothes.
Yeah, or like I put it on before I went to the gym and I like to hold on to the treadmill while I read my book.
Yeah.
I was like slipping constantly because it was like so slick.
Yes. Okay.
And then my steering wheel too. Like if I put it on in the car, it's like so slick on my steering wheel.
Dude, I'm going to do it for my feet.
Yes. 100%. It's so good. Okay, wait, but so that was the end of my favorite things, but I want to know what yours is now. Then.
So chapstick.
What?
This is life-changing. And I'm not joking. Every single one, I get on kicks after I've used it and I have to tell every single one of my clients. So if any of my clients are listening, they're going to laugh because I have to inform them of this. So I get really bad heels.
Yes.
Really bad. Okay. And I don't know if it's hereditary or what, or if it's because I hike so much, but my
Do you
heels
ever get pedicures?
Yeah, and I feel like it makes it worse.
Oh, okay.
Like almost kind of like triggers
counteracts.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And so mine will be like my heels will be fine, and then all of a sudden they actually crack and bleed like within like really fast.
Ouch. Yes.
Yeah, and I remember my mom and my aunts having it, and I thought it was so weird and like, ooh, that's so gross. But I'm like, it really does happen really fast. Anyways, long story short, I just got out of the bath and I like taken that little purple thing to my feet, like exfoliated it, whatever. And I went to get my lotion and my Aquaphor actually, because I'd put it on and then put socks on and go to bed.
Yeah.
There was a chapstick and I was like, dude, I'm going to just try this.
Yeah. What can it hurt?
So I literally just like literally took a chapsticked it up, and then put my sock on.
That's going to be such a great quote to both. Yeah. Just chapsticked it up.
And then put my sock on, and it was gone the next day.
No way.
My heels were completely, so whatever chapstick
was it the chapstick brand?
Yes. The pink one. The pink
strawberry
cherry. And I'm not joking.
Which reminds me of kissing boys in high school.
I know, because we all, yes.
Okay.
Yes. And
natural ice cherry.
But so I literally have, in my bathroom, I have like drawers here and drawers here. This drawer chapstick is Foots. Oh, this is for my feet.
Perfect.
And so I make sure my kids.
Because I was going to ask that same question. Are we mixing and matching?
No. And so when my kids are like, Mom, I need chapstick. I'm like, go to the left side of my sink. And then I have the same chapstick here because I put it on.
Yeah.
Try. You'll be life changed. And I've never done it on my hands.
Yeah, but it's worth a shot.
Yeah, but like on my feet. Anyway, so I always will tell people.
Yeah. And
then I forget
Yeah, just think about it. But I feel like it's on different times of years, right? Like,
my feet are like
times of the year where it's like the seasons are changing right now. It's getting colder, but I think it's also just like my hands are constantly in water. I'm using rough towels, again, chemicals, like.
See, and I feel like with my hands, I'm not always in water anymore because I do lashes, but I hand sanitize between each client.
Yes.
And so my worst part is they dried out, but then I have a weird layer of film. Yes. Like I almost feel like after all my clients, I could go like this and I could like peel the film off, which I can't.
But it feels like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can like kind of rub it and it will like
wide off.
Yes.
Yeah. But I almost feel like it's like, as kids, and maybe we all still do it, put our hands in like
glue.
Candle.
Oh, yes.
And then like put it in and like peel it off.
Yeah,
yes. My mom would get so pissed.
Well, because we would do white glue too.
Yeah, and I would put like you put your finger in the candle and then put it in again, see how many times you can layer it, and then like pull it off.
And it looked like a thimble or something.
Yeah. It's like so amazing.
All the things I know. I'm like, I should like teach my kids that, except they'd probably start something on fire.
Or noun laters. Did you ever put noun laters in the microwave?
No.
The bomb.
And then just eat them.
Yeah.
Okay, because they are like the hardest things.
And then they're
ever.
Just like a little gooey, but you have to eat them in so many seconds.
Yeah, or else it'll like farm to your teeth.
Yeah, and I have rotten teeth. And so like I put them in and it's like
I mean, you do not have rotten teeth.
If anyone wants to know anything about candy, I'm your girl.
I was gonna say, you guys, 100%. We talk about our love of candy constantly. Yeah. I've obviously done a few of my favorite things. There are more. In fact, you need to follow this account. It's that Anna is the worst. Do you follow her?
Yeah. I just bought her candy.
Yes.
That one candy, the one that has like pink and white and green and yellow.
I think I just saw that
so
one.
This
but
one,
every single week,
she
like does, or every single.
And I
think every other day.
I missed my boat on that because I feel like
you could do that.
I could do that.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, the only problem is I actually like every candy.
Yeah. So that's why I am too. I'm like, I actually feel like there's not any. I just am not a big chocolate person. It's mostly gummy.
Chocolate.
But remember,
I need.
You got those like Smartie eraser. Like
love those.
So good.
Love those. But I always say like
never find them.
You have to eat a good bag first before you love them.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
Like, because at first you're like, do I like them?
Like the texture's interesting.
Yeah.
It's a little bit circus peanut-y.
Yes.
But it's like softer.
I don't like circus peanuts.
Oh, I don't either. We used to call them circus peanuts.
Yeah, I don't really like circus peanuts.
I really don't either.
Yeah.
They're not fruity or gummy.
But
They're
I do like
the weird texture. But it's like a texture is better. Yeah. Me too.
Yep.
Oh man. See, like I said, we could literally go on and on. Okay, so that was it for my favorite things. But obviously you can see how fun Haley is. That's why I wanted her to come on the podcast. But the thing that's so awesome about you, because you keep talking about like hiking and stuff, is you guys are such go-getters in your travel.
Yeah.
And like, I wanted you to do, like when I asked you, I was like, I want you to give kind of a rundown of some of your favorite places that are quick to get to, easy to do. Because I feel like Erin says this all the time, like we never really take advantage of Utah.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever. I'm like, there's been a few things that I've done. Like I went to Goblin Valley we did that as a family. I did Bryce Canyon, but that was like a school trip with Dylan. So I just feel like there's a lot that we don't take advantage of, but I feel like when we even think about doing it, it feels overwhelming.
Because there's so many.
In Utah.
Yeah, totally. So a couple of years ago, we had flown back east and all of our flights got messed up and refunded and whatever.
That was a nightmare.
Yes, it was a nightmare. And so after that, I felt like we spent more getting our kids home and us than we did on the whole 3-week trip. And so I was devastated. I was like, we just spent all this money, throwing all this money on our credit card and to get home because they had refunded. Anyways, long story short. So after that, we were like, dude, we live in the coolest state.
Yeah.
Like we live in the coolest state. Why don't we show our kids all these national parks?
Yeah.
And so I feel like for the next couple years, we would just go to all these national parks. And hands down, my favorite place to go is Escalante. And I'm sure I say it wrong. So anyone out there?
No, I thought it was Escalante or Escalante, something
but
like that.
So I feel like it's a hidden gem. So between Capitol Reef and Escalante, I feel like is my love. Like you can go to Capitol Reef, you can do rappelling. There's a couple hikes that are awesome. The only downfall is you obviously can't bring dogs, and we have dogs.
Wait, why?
You can't have dogs in national parks.
What?
Yeah.
Since when? Since like literally forever? I've never heard this.
So maybe it's just Capitol Reef and Zion's.
So I don't go often to national parks, so I feel
like when we went to Capitol Reef a couple of weeks ago, we brought our dogs, and I was like, what were we thinking? We knew this, so we couldn't do a lot of the hikes.
Crap.
But so there's a hike. So I'm going to talk about my probably like top favorite ones.
Okay, perfect. That's
so Zebra Slot Canyon.
Okay,
and I'm gonna laugh because my husband hates it. Like he thinks it like, but it's because so this is how it rolled down. We were in Escalante. We had our kids. All of our kids were little. Effie my youngest loves slot canyons. So that's what we do because it entertains her.
Yes.
And anyways, so we
Which
like
makes
went
me
to
feel
the
claustrophobic.
Oh yeah, yeah. So she like loves it. She
I
like
mean, I've done
monkey
slot
climbs.
canyons, but it is not. It's not my favorite.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's slot canyons are always a win in my family.
Okay.
But so we go to the ranger station and we're talking like, what's a good hike, blah blah blah, whatever. And he's like, oh, zebras are really good family friendly hike. So we're like, okay. And he's like, you park and then it's really hard to find the trailhead, but you just like kind of walk for like a mile or so and then you just find it. So we're like, oh, sweet, whatever.
I'm like, I need exact, like, how many feet do I need to walk before
the best part is we literally were like walking through the desert, entertaining, and always in my backpack I have Suckers and Jolly Ranchers, and totally for me and my daughter, like to entertain us. Anyways, so it took us forever, and then all of a sudden it was like, okay, maybe that's a slot canyon right there. So we like hiked down, and it's not even like, it's just like flat, like some mountains. Anyways, I'm totally down to talking it because it's magical, but this is why my husband hates it. Anyways, so zebra slot canyon. So anyways, we get there and it's awesome. Like literally, there's just like all these designs on the rocks. We've only done
and it just looks zebra because of like the different colors.
Yes, and it's so cool.
Interesting.
But the best part is one of the times when we were hiking out, we see this guy and he has a baby in his back, like his pack, and then like maybe a 2-year-old, and you can just tell he's pissed. And so he's like, "Do you know where the zebra slot canyon is?" And Jackson like laughs.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, if you just go this way. Anyways, and there's not even like markers. And so that's probably why I love it, is because I do feel like...
It does seem so off the beaten path.
Because I do feel like I love Timp and I don't want to like down talk Timp. I'm a Timp hiker lover. I feel like the last 2 times I've hiked Timp, I'm so disappointed because there's 5 billion people up there. And I'm like, now it's not magical.
Yeah.
So,
well, and I feel like we grew up doing it so much that like now, like Aaron's never done it.
Yes.
Because he has only lived in Utah for, I guess, probably 20 years, 25 years maybe. But he's always like, I want to do it. I'm like,
yeah.
Like, and it's like, it takes 16 hours.
And when you go, there's so many people. So I feel like Escalante and Cabo Reef is like a hidden gem in Utah. So Zebra Slot Canyon, no question, is my all-time fave. But heads up, it does take a while to get to that slot canyon. So do not do it in the day.
So longer than a mile?
It's for sure a mile, but you're like, just like in the desert, there's no markers and you're just walking and then all of a sudden
you just feel like it's aimlessly probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And then Peekaboo and Spooky for sure in Escalante. That is way more popular.
Even know those. I've never
so this one's cool. So you hike, they just switched the trailhead. Anyways, so you go up Peekaboo and then come down Spooky. Last time we did it, they'd switched it and we felt overconfident. And then me and my husband were like, oh, we're going to die. We're going to die in the desert. And finally, all of a sudden, we're like, there's the slot canyon, but that's the one you come out of. Holy crap, we just did it different. Anyways, so that one.
So they've changed like almost like the trail of it.
Yes, because we used to just park, camp. So anytime like I've like camped by a trailhead, it's usually Peekaboo and Spooky or Capitol Reef.
Okay.
I mean, Calf Creek Falls. So anyway, but this time they did. So before it used to have the trailhead would start and it was like a short half mile in, and now it's like a solid mile and a half. And I do think it's because it's getting more popular.
Yes.
And so they're trying to
do things where it's like the people that want to do this, it's worth it to them to go the extra mile. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
So those
that makes sense.
That, and then for sure, but they just closed it down July 1st is Lower Calf Creek Falls.
Somebody else just talked to me about this the other day. So why did they close it down?
They're just redoing the parking lot.
Oh,
they're just doing it because it's got more popular, and it is a 6-mile hike. And most people I tell about, like my neighbor Stacy, love her, one of my favorite humans. They went down, and I had told her like, don't hike Calf Creek Falls. Don't start at 10. I mean, it's legitly 6 miles.
Yeah.
And don't do it in June and July unless you're gonna like do. Anyways, they did it in July. It was hot as crap. And she's like, seriously, I was hoping I was going to see Jesus. Like I was dying. Anyways. And so I do feel like that's probably my only, and then
Stacy, I know.
Yes. Yeah.
And
then in Capitol Reef, they have a lot of rappels, and I'm a rappel lover.
Oh yes, you do. Yeah. Do you have all like the gear and everything?
No.
Oh, that's shocking to me. Why not?
I have no idea. We have said so many times,
because I feel like you and Jackson could do it for each other. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't know if I would trust myself tying. Like, I wouldn't trust me. But I would trust Jackson
to do it for you.
Yeah.
I've rappelled a few times. We talked about this yesterday, actually. I forgot. About the feeling.
Yeah.
I don't love the feeling of like jumping back.
Oh, I see, and I love it. Like, yeah, and almost like an adrenaline. It's adrenaline rush for me. I'm like, dude, hurry and strap me, and then I just like, and anyone who's done it, anyone who's went with me, they're like, you're a lunatic, because I like an adrenaline junkie. Yes, I can't wait. Like, yeah, and then I'm just like, they're like, oh, I wasn't even ready for you. Like, don't do that.
They're like, yeah. You're like on the ground before they even started.
Yes, and I'm just like, it was so fun. And I like love it.
See, and my thing is like getting up to the part where then you can rappel down.
Oh yeah, because I don't like to rock climb.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, as long as it's like a nice little hike and then we can come down, you bet.
Yeah.
Like so I guess actually I rappelled up at Aspen Lakes.
Okay.
And then just at Grove Creek.
Oh, I've never done that one. I've never done that one. The waterfall.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and then another really cool one is one right out of Zion's, and it's called Lamb's Knoll.
Okay.
So
we've talked about doing Zion's for years, and we just have never done it.
So it's funny because we used to do Zion's all the time, and then I felt like it got a little crazy, and then we just didn't go for a couple years. And we just went in August, and we stayed right in Zion's. Worth every dime because it was so magical and fun.
Is it because you like literally walk out and the trails are right there?
No, you just walk out and there's like the yummy, like Zion's has the yummiest, healthiest food, and it's not like, what? And it was just like right there. We rented e-bikes. Like it made me re-love Zion's.
Okay.
Like I felt like Zion's was like shelved for us, and I was more gravitating towards like Bryce Canyon and Capitol Reef. But I found, I loved it.
We loved Goblin Valley too.
Oh, I love Goblin Valley.
And like, Bryce Canyon was amazing.
And I love, Arch. I feel like I love them all.
Yes. But those are just your top fave. So is that what's that rock candy one is that the same one that you just did?
So Red Rock Mountain. What did I just do? Red Candy Mountain. Anyways, no, that was just, we were going to go to Zion's and then.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So that was just like, we drove,
in Zion's.
No, we drove, past Red Rock Candy Mountain, coming home from
Lake Powell.
Yes. Okay. If you go the I-80 way.
Yeah.
And so we've just been like, oh, that's cool. Like, and I feel like it's like a perfect half day, 1 day thing.
Okay.
So.
Because that's the thing is I'm like, I feel like we don't have a lot of like full weekends, but like we can make a day.
Yeah.
We can make a day happen.
And that's another thing me and Jackson would always do. Like there were so many times that we have drove down to Flaming Gorge for the day, which is insane because it's 3.5 hours.
I was just going to say, yeah.
Or we used to drive down a lot. We would go really early on Saturday morning and hit like certain hikes in Zion's when our kids were little, because especially when we just had our boys.
Yeah.
And then just drive home late. We would feed them. I remember feeding them, putting their jammies on, and then just heading.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And we've actually talked about doing that multiple times, just to Goblin Valley, because that's only like 2.5 hours, I think.
Yeah.
And it's like, if you just went, packed a lunch, snacks to eat in the car ride home, and just spent all day there and then drove home at night.
And I do feel like it's crazy to me that when you go to all these, any national park or anything out of the national parks, when you're in at the bus stop or the gas station or anything, mostly everyone there like isn't from from Utah. And
it's
I'm
like just the whole,
oh my gosh, we
tourists.
don't take advantage of this. And lots of times people will be like, you're only 2 hours from this. Do you come down all the time? I'm like, no.
Like, actually, I've never been.
Yeah. Like, it's just like, oh my gosh.
That's 100% how I feel. I feel like, I know. I mean, I'm looking out my window right now. I'm like, look at these mountains are amazing. Yeah. And like where we hiked at yesterday and last week. And I'm like, we have so many amazing places around us, and we don't. But I feel like it's just because life just gets in the way. Like,
and I do think you have to make, like, there's every once in a while I'll just put on my phone, like, okay, this weekend there's no sporting events.
Yeah.
So we're just going to leave Friday and come home Saturday night.
Yeah.
And because I'm like,
just stay. Like,
I feel like you could totally spend a whole week in any of these places and hike. Yeah. But I'm like, I don't have time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And anyways, we always.
And I do hope, because, we're both getting to the age where, like, we don't have that many years left with our kids out or in the house, which is wild to think about.
Yeah.
But because like Warren's on a mission. I mean, my oldest is already out of the house, and then Dylan only has a few more years. And then my twins are the same age as her youngest Effie. Anyway, it's like, But that's the kind of stuff too that's like so fun to do together with a spouse, right? Where it's like a quick thing too, where it's like, oh, we both still work, but like let's
I actually just said to Jackson the other day, I was like, I'm not a huge camper, but I'm like, let's get one of those pop-up things that we can put in the back of a truck.
Yeah,
because nothing. I love when I always joke, like, I'm not really a camper, but if you give me a cool hike, I'm a camper.
Yeah.
Like, so if we can take our SUV, like I have a million pictures of my kids I was flipping through the other day, and it's like our SUV, me and my husband will sleep in the back of it, or our truck, and then the kids are in a tent.
Yeah.
And then we get up, hike, and then we go home.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, so many people will be like, you literally just went to Bryce Canyon and you're home? Like, weren't you just at Bryce Canyon? I'm like, yeah, we literally just drove down
for 24
We
hours.
literally drove down Friday night after my kids, cool, whatever they're doing with their friends. And we go down Saturday. We're home by Saturday night. And I'm like, I think we're just lucky to live in Utah.
Yeah. And I have joked that I have grown up here. And so I'm like, it's fine. Like, like I don't take it. I definitely take it for granted. I sometimes don't think it's that great. It's terrible in the wintertime. I freaking hate snow. I know you like to snowshoe and do stuff like that. But to me, I'm like, no freaking thank you. I don't want to walk around in snow. I don't like I love I seriously, I'm like, I'm happy to wear winter clothing.
Yeah. Obviously me too.
Yes. And I'm a big fan. But the whole act of like having to shovel snow and to nasty muddy snow and just like that kind of stuff, I'm like, I actually hate it here. Why do we live here? I don't know. And so that's where I'm like, in the wintertime, I want to live in Florida. Okay. And You're want like to only live here in the summertime.
Yeah.
Which I love to ski. It's fine. I do love the summer. See, I don't ski.
See, and I love to ski. Yeah. And I feel like so I have a funny story. This is the best. So one time I was in our church, like me and my husband taught Sunday school. And so we're like sitting there. We're the adults, obviously. And so we have like it was like the 16 to 18-year-old kids, and they were all of them I love. And they're all crazy, amazing adults now, because this was a while ago. Oh. And all my kids were young. They were all in grade school at this time. And so my husband's like teaching the lesson, whatever. And he's like, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here. I think of this conversation all the time. But so he was saying to the kids, hey, like, what are your goals? Like, tell me 2 things that you for sure want to make happen in your future. Okay. And so he's like, I'm going to give you a minute. I really want you to think about it. So he would always, like, I would always just be quiet in the class or like joke around. And anyway, so he turns to me. I've been like, I'm just a cookie bringer. Yeah. Yeah. I just bring the treats. Yeah. I want to be that person. Yeah. And so he like turned to me and he's like, Haley, what about you? So, I mean, I maybe should have like thought about it more before I like spit out. And I often like, think, what do I want to be when I grow up? I have no idea, actually. And I seriously said, I hope I ski more and hike more. Like, instead of being like, I wish I read the scriptures more and go to the temple more. And like, literally, I think Jackson was like, oh, that was like quite that was like you detoured this whole lesson. And so one of the girls started laughing, and she was like, well, yeah, me too then. Yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, and I seriously was like dumbfounded. I'm like, okay, that. And I remember thinking like, well, that's what I want to do more. I want to ski more and I want to hike more. And here I am. Yeah. Like, I'm in it. Yep. So the other day I said to Jackson, I was like, I'm going to get a Brighton ski pass, but I couldn't. I live in the middle of Bryan Head and Brighton. Neither of them are close. Yes. Yeah. Anyways, so it's just funny because I'm like, here I am. But I'm like, I'm not going to get a pass anywhere. I'm just going to make a goal at least once a week. I'm just going to drive and go to another resort. Yeah, that would be really cool. Yeah. Well, and I should say, I'm not a great skier. But you just enjoy doing it. I thoroughly enjoy it. See, and my thing is with skiing is I've actually never been skiing. I've only been snowboarding. Okay. And it was just once. And I literally caught the front of my board and hit my face. I for sure had a concussion. Yes. And I've never been back since. I wouldn't either. And I also hate the cold. Yeah. And people that I talk to, they're like, yeah, but you don't feel cold when you have the right stuff when you're skiing. It's true. I'm like, don't care. I want no part of it. I want no part of it. I'm making you go with me. I don't want any part on my face. I don't. Oh. Even if you have goggles and like a whole gear. I can't even wear goggles. Oh. I mean, okay, do you remember the story of when I got taken out on a toboggan? No. Okay, I cannot believe. Yes, you do. You have to.
I know. I'm like, I probably remember once you like start talking about it.
Anyway, so me and Jackson only dated like 4 months, and so I had told him how much I love to ski. He loved to snowboard, whatever. Okay. So we were poor. We were first married, whatever. We go up to the resort. I can't even think what it is, and we're too poor to like rent skis. And so he's like, "Oh, you can use my mom's skis." Now you can't use skis you haven't like.
Yes. Well, and she's so tall.
No, she's the same height as me.
Susan. His mom?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've seen her at the temple.
But so you have to like wax things. Okay. And we didn't even think about it because Jackson, anyways, long story short, we go and it's the worst weather possible. And so, and it hasn't been waxed. And so I'm going to like flip my skis. And every time I go to flip them, I fall. And I think Jackson's like, you lied to me. You did not know how to ski. Anyways, and so I think him thinking so he's like, let's go up on the tram and like see if like going longer.
Yeah, sure.
Will like it'll like kick in. And in my head, I'm like, dude, I've skied since I was in 8th grade. Like I usually go 3 or 4 times a year. Like I'm not like amazing, but like I know how to ski. Yes. I can hold my own.
Yes.
Anyway, so we go up and it's like we're going up and the wind is like being crazy and I'm just like, oh, I hate this so bad. I hate wind. So we get up to the top and I don't have goggles. That's what made me think about this. I don't have goggles. I don't ski with goggles, which anyways.
My eyeballs would be so dry.
I know.
From the wind.
I know, but I don't wear glasses. Anyways, yeah, it's such a weird. I'm the first to say it's weird. So we get up to the very top. The ski patrol people are kind of there. And as soon as we like get out of the tram, a huge gust of wind, and this is the best. It was 100-mile-per-hour wind. When it's 100-mile-per-hour, maybe it's not. Maybe it's like 10 miles.
I don't know, but that's
anyways. It's wild. Really, really. Anyways, and they're like, we actually have to shut down the tram.
Oh my gosh!
And so
they're like, there's no way but down.
Yeah, and so we get up there, and Jackson's like, fudge, because they just shut down the blue, and all there is black. So you have to go to the face of the mountain.
Oh my gosh!
And I literally turned to him. I'm like, I can't ski down. I can't ski down this.
Yeah.
And so
I'm like, I'm going on my butt.
Yes, and by this time, I literally only known Jackson like 8 months. Like, I mean, even though we're married, and I'm like, I like really can't do this. And he's like, babe, yes, you can. I'm like, no, I really can't. I like really can't. And I remember feeling like I was hyperventilating, like, oh my gosh, I really can't do this. So anyway, so he walks over to the ski patrol and he's like, hey, is there any way my wife can ride the tram down?
Yeah.
And no, not that yet.
Oh. Okay.
And they're like, yeah, we're gonna if we're gonna wait like 15 minutes and then we can take her down the tram. Okay. But we've actually completely closed the tram down for right now. But if we get another high
gust of wind,
we have to shut it down.
Oh.
So anyway, so Jackson goes down because I'm like, babe, just go. Like, you love black diamonds. Anyways, so we're up, me and the ski patrol are up there and I'm like chatting away and I'm like talking 100 miles per hour because I'm scared shitless. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And they sit, one of them's like, where's your goggles? And I was like, oh, I don't wear them. So initially, obviously I look like I've never skied before. And I like, cause they're like, you're a freaking dingbat. So anyway, so we're up there and this huge gust of wind comes and it literally, I remember vividly hearing it through the canyon and it hits the thing and they're like, we have to get you off this mountain. Like, and so their walkie-talkies are going off. They're trying to get everyone off the back mountain. And so they're like, you have to go down the face of the mountain. And I was like, I can't do it. So luckily this older ski patrol guy, he's probably our age now. I mean, he's probably seriously 40 at the time. But like, yeah. But he's weirdly my age right now. And anyway, so
which means he's like 62 right now.
Yeah. So he could tell I was like almost
freaking out,
crying because I'm like, I really can't do this. And so he said, well, I will ski down with you. And I'm like, I've really never done a black diamond.
Yeah.
Like I'm a blue and a green kind of girl. Really, I just like the mix of blue and a green. And anyways, and so he said, we can take you down on the toboggan, almost as a joke. And I'm like,
you're all really?
And I said, okay. And so they were like, okay, we have to strap you down. And so
like almost like the backboard. Like the
100% they strapped me down.
Like the ambulance backboard.
And I was happy as a clam. This is the best part. Jackson gets down. He snowboards all the way down.
He thinks something happened to you.
100%. And he's like, seriously, I was like, my wife's dead. So the best part is he gets down. I can't believe you haven't heard this. So he gets down and he goes over to the tram because he's waiting for me to come down.
Yes.
And they're like, oh, sir, we've like completely closed the tram down.
Yeah. And he's like, my wife's
up there. And he's like, oh, she's just going to have to come down the face. We're actually closing that part of the ski resort down because the wind is so like powerful, whatever. Strong. I don't know what the right word would be. So anyway, so they strap me down. You guys, I'm not joking. They strap me down. They like put a strap over my head. They literally strap my arms because they have to put me in a toboggan and they have to go down Black Diamonds. And
I don't even know how you do that. Like, is it go in front of you, behind you?
No,
like
you literally there's someone in the front and then they strap each side. So you're literally skiing down
on your back.
No, with them, but like they have, so it looks legit because it is legit because someone's supposed to have their back broke in this circumstance. It's not like they're just too big of a wimp.
You have the greatest stories.
So anyway, so we like are, so I'm like, so they strap me down and I'm fine. I'm like so relieved. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Yeah, I'm like, yes. The best part is all the way down. For sure, like we got stopped like 2 times. We're like,
yeah.
Is everything okay? And literally there was this one lady.
Half the time of my life.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm good. I'm totally good.
Like she's in shock.
Yeah. And the best part is there was one lady on the ski patrol and she was such a biddy. She was like, she's fine. She just went on the tram and she can't
go ski down.
Oh. Anyway, so
people like that.
So the best part
is off it.
So then Jackson's down there panicking. Like, oh my gosh. And so he's like looking at the mountain trying to see where I'm coming down at. And and then all of a sudden he sees ski patrol and he's like, hey, I seriously kind of start panicking. He's like, the best part is I'm like looking. He's like, and then I'm like, I swear that's my wife's like ski gear. He's like, the best part is they like go down and I have no remorse. I don't even feel, I'm not even embarrassed. And they like stop, they unstrap me and I pop up like, I'm like, hey! And he literally, I think he's like, you've got to be freaking kidding me. Like this, how is she not embarrassed? Like,
and he's probably like,
who's that? And I remember being like, hey, babe. And so they're like, are you good?
Yes, I am. Thank you for the ride.
I mean, it was like the best thing ever. Like, okay, that was worth the $40 or what. I
was just going to say, I'm like, it was probably like a fee.
Yeah. And so anyways, it was awesome.
Oh my gosh.
That was Jackson's first like ski with me. Yes. And so it's funny because I always say to people, like, I can actually teach anyone to ski because I've skied so much.
Yeah.
But like, I don't like to go fast. I will not do black. Yeah. I will not do black.
Yeah. My kids want to keep it lighthearted, like just
low
key.
Yeah. I and I'm totally fine. Just like pizza in it the whole way down, and I like love it. I just feel like it's a good. It's
popped right up.
And the best part,
no big deal.
And the best part is when I wanted from Jackson, he was like, "Paige, did you get hurt?" I was like, "No, but that older guy was so nice, and he told me he'd strap me down." And I kind of think he thought it was. I think he said it was like as a joke, like, "Okay, the only way we can get down is you ski down with this or this." And I was like, "That I'll take that."
I'd much rather, because this is the other thing, as I'm like, I'm going to end up on that. If I go down the Black Diamond
anyway. I'm going to be dead.
Yeah, like I will be a mangled mess. That's what will happen.
And it's like moguls or however. I hate them. I hate them so bad.
That makes my heart race just thinking about it.
Yes.
Like I don't like that free, which that's again the repelling.
Yeah,
I don't like that feeling.
Yeah, you think but I love to be in 100% control. Yeah. So I love to ski. Really not great at it. I love a good blue-green mountain.
Okay.
Not the tram or whatever ski resort. Anyone who's a skier out there listening, they know exactly what I'm talking about. I've not ever been back to that resort because I'm like, Brighton, Brian Head are my happy.
Okay. That is, oof.
Yeah. And I think Jackson didn't want to, this is the best. Jackson didn't want to tell anyone about that because I think he was like, oh my
mortified.
Gosh. Yeah. And I tell everyone.
That's a fantastic. No, I'm really feeling like, okay, we can just end the podcast now. Like that just made that entire episode 100%. As aside from the chapstickers.
The foot. Yes.
Like, we're gonna have so much great content in here.
The chapstick
thing gosh.
Is you literally are gonna text. You're gonna message her.
Yes.
You're gonna message her on her podcast and be like,
"That changed my life."
Yeah. And it was 100%. $1.89 at Walmart.
Yeah. We're gonna have to buy stock. In chapstick, because we're going to change people's lives. Can you sponsor us?
You need to sponsor us.
Can you please sponsor us? Because we're going places with this chapstick.
My 12
business.
clients that I see every Monday, I mean, they are going to change the world with this chapsticks. Yeah.
I know. And I'm like, what do my heels look like right now?
Yeah. And you're going to do it.
I don't have a chapstick brand. I need to go get that then. I just use Aquaphor. But also, I don't do anything on my heels in between pedicures.
Okay.
I probably should. I don't.
And the one thing with the
I get pedicures
chapstick,
like every 4 weeks.
I feel like the chapstick, it has that wax compared to an Aquaphor is more like a jelly.
Slick, yeah.
And I feel like the wax almost like coat. I don't even know.
Yeah, it probably keeps the moisture in. Yeah, for sure.
You do have an awesome.
I know.
Like
your
view's incredible.
I know. And I got to actually walk you outside. When you look back that way, you see Temp.
Oh,
but it's like side of when we're down this way, south, because we live on the south end of Utah County. You just see different mountains than we ever saw growing up in Pleasant Grove.
Yeah, so you see the G Mountain up, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
But I'm like, I've never noticed.
Yeah,
your incredible.
I really need to do like some views, so like some little videos. Yeah. But well, thank you for coming on.
You're welcome. Sorry if I chatted too much.
No. I'm just like, my last one was 2 hours. And I was like, I got to cut that down. And all I felt like I could cut out was 15 minutes.
Oh,
so I'm like, I better keep this.
You need to learn.
Yeah, because you and I really could.
Because we do.
We could. Yes, when we're together, that's
other than when we're hiking that mountain.
And then we're like,
yeah. And that's why. And that is, I'm gonna bank that on. That's why I had to sit down, because I had to talk 100 miles an hour and hoof up that mountain.
And we had some serious things to talk about yesterday, and so I do feel like.
Maybe my heart rate was up a little more.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. I don't know. It was kind of wild. But okay. Well, you're the best. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
And
thanks for having me.
Please come join us again at Time to Process, like maybe in 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to like kind of recycle all of these people because it's so fun. In fact, I was telling somebody today at the salon, I was doing their hair, and they hadn't been listening because they didn't even know I had started a podcast. And
I did hear your one client ask about it.
Oh, yes.
And she was like,
she was asking some good questions. But
she was actually.
I was like, telling her like, anyway, certain things. And I was like, oh, I have this girl and I have slated on to have these like another couple people because I have like the next like multiple weeks booked out. Yeah. And she was like, oh my gosh, those sound so awesome. I'm like, I know, because I have the best people in my life.
You do have the best people, but you have the people that like have the best advice.
Yes, the best advice. Like, I go to so many of them for so many things. Yeah, I know.
The clothes one. Yeah,
I know. Yes, and I just saw her today too. It was so fun.
She's darling.
So, anyway,
okay. Well, thank you.
Yes, come back anytime, and we'll see you next week.
Okay.